Good afternoon. Good afternoon, alright? Let me know how the sound is, guys. Michael Oliver in the middle. Okay, good stuff.
I think Chelsea, very similar in the way they approach in terms of their transitions are very good. But the key thing for Chelsea today, which Tuchel always addresses after games, he wants his team to be aggressive. He wants his team to be dynamic. And if they are that today and you get the tactics right on this, I think they win this game.
Two aggressive teams, and I echo what Joe said. Games are won and lost in midfield, and this is going to be an important battle in there. Games are also won and lost with experience.
Who are these two guys, I wonder?
I think that goes to something. 6 of the players that started today started last season's FA Cup final. They lost that game.
Look at that. Fans in attendance and not keeping a distance. Pretty good. That's what we want to see. Fingers crossed. Well, and the semi-final with Leicester. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it'll be an exciting game. You would hope with Chelsea and Leicester it'll be a exciting game. Fingers crossed.
A day like this where he's got his family in the crowd. Does he sink or swim? That's going to be an important one. Surely he swims. I mean, he's looked impressive. He's looked fantastic. You see the goals that he scored as well, but up and down, understanding what the manager wants from him, in the way that he wants it from him as well. He's done fantastic.
And here comes the FA Cup. As you can see, it's being carried out here by two club heroes, and there they are representing both the teams who are playing today. You've all played with managers that approach these finals in different ways. What's the right thing for a manager? You want to get your players up for it, but not too up for it.
You want to get them up from it, but you also want them controlled. That controlled aggression, that real focus, concentration. These games are won and lost in small margins, small little details win and lose these games. And the team that controls their emotions best in these days normally win the game.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one, cup finals, because you almost want to play it down. You know, but when the manager, when you at that last moment, when you
Hopefully Michael Oliver, the referee, will absolutely boss this. Fingers crossed. Oh, I love a bit of fire as well. I love a bit of fire.
Thank you so very much. What a fantastic day. An emotional day, I think, for all of us who've been covering games in deserted, empty stadiums to hear and see this today. For Chelsea, of course, almost the second home Wembley. It's their 10th FA Cup final this century. For Leicester City, the end of a long 52-year wait to see their team play in the final of this competition. The latest chapter in a remarkable story.
Prince William's out. We've got Prince William in the stadium.
President of the Football Association, the Duke of Cambridge, being introduced to the two teams. Thomas Tuchel, the first German to manage in an FA Cup final. A dream start to his English career. Big day two for the officials. Michael Oliver, the referee, Stuart Burt, the assistant referee, and Simon Bennett as well. Fourth official, Stuart Atwell. On VAR, Chris Kavanagh. And the first woman to officiate at an FA Cup final. Congratulations to her, Sian Massey-Ellis.
Sian Massey-Ellis. About time a female official gets to officiate in an FA Cup final. That's good to hear.
To the final more without winning it. 4 times it's happened to them.
Oh, look at the stadium with people in. It's so nice seeing actual people and properly like not socially distancing. That's fine.
Really is an amazing atmosphere at Wembley. Thomas Tuchel looking for his first English trophy. Brendan Rodgers as well, of course. Let's have a look at the team news for you. Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel blamed himself for the too many changes, as he said it, in the midweek defeat against Arsenal. There are 5 more here, including the omission of Christian Pulisic, who scored in last year's final.
So who are you guys hoping will win? That's the question. Are you hoping Chelsea or Leicester win? I'm going for the underdog. I'm going for Leicester to win. I think they're certainly capable of winning. I think other than the semi-finals, other than the semi-finals against obviously Saints, there's no reason why Leicester shouldn't be exciting and actually challenge. And bear in mind, Kelechi Iheanacho has been on fire. He's been playing so well at the moment. Dan, you spelt Leicester wrong. I won't hold it against you. But it's Leceiester. Yeah, right. Autocorrect. Of course it was. Autocorrect. I don't know about you guys. It has been raining all afternoon. And the problem is, I've got a conservatory. And the conservatory, even spitting, the noise is like the house is going to fall down. Oh, Alex, don't be like that, man. Don't be like that. If Leicester win, I think I should get a portion of that. Probably what? 60%, 60 me, 40 you. I can see Leicester winning for sure. But what do I know? What do I know? Oh, this is getting boring now. And we've got booing. There was definitely booing for the, Black Lives Matter.
Leicester in the final for the first time since they had a 19-year-old Peter Shilton in goal and David Nish as their captain, losing to Manchester City in '69. Werner involved straight away here.
Yeah, just see Werner there making that run straight away. First few minutes just turning that back three of Leicester. Sneaking a little bit there, Leicester.
Early work for Tony Rudiger, one of those who has left out in midweek. They've had contrasting midweeks, these two sides. Chelsea beaten at home by Arsenal. Great win for Leicester City away to Manchester United. And of course, these two teams do meet again in what looks like a bit of a top 4 decider on Tuesday night.
I tell you, the old Chelsea goalkeeper looks tiny.
No problems for the Chelsea defence there.
Oh, Kepa. He looks tiny in that goal today for some reason.
Brendan Rodgers won so much in Scotland. Former Chelsea youth manager and reserve team manager as well for 4 years. Ziyech. Again, the speed of Werner. Got there before Soyuncu. Cut that bound by Wesley Fofana, who's been a wonderful signing for Leicester City.
Well, that wasn't a foul. Alex, I can't be held accountable. Mate, I cannot be held accountable for your lost bets, okay? I can give my self-proclaimed expert opinions. However, doesn't mean the players will actually do what I think they'll do, sadly.
Someone's got his head up in midfield. He's prepared to run in behind, and knows, it doesn't matter if you've got 3 there or 2 centre backs. In time you run right, you can get in.
Werner, who admits it's been a difficult first season in England for him. Only 6 goals in the Premier League. He got 28 in the Bundesliga last year for Leipzig. But
It's the whole crowd shouting. This is the problem with going to football matches. Is like then the whole crowd shouting for handball when it clearly hit his chest. It's
with a rather nervy miss kick, and young Luke Thomas came to the rescue.
What Leicester can't afford to do is a DD and Tielemans in that midfield area. They can't let players get behind them, because I think it was against in the semi-final of Champions League. The amount of times Chelsea got in behind PSG was frightening. 4-on-4 at times. Leicester can't let that happen.
Always given away. Is Vardy, who set up the winner.
yeah.
Semi-final from exactly
I
blade of grass, I think.
try not to gamble very much anymore. The house always wins, sadly, and you get a big win and then you think you can do it over and over again, and you can't.
There was a huge cheer when the Leicester team was announced from the Leicester City supporters, and Evans was in it. There were stories even this morning that he wasn't going to make it. He was in crutches up to a few days ago, but
He was on crutches just up to a few days ago. We couldn't have been that bad then to be using crutches. Go on, Leicester.
Semi-final, the amount of times the Chelsea midfield players got in behind that Real Madrid midfield was frightening. Leicester can't allow that to happen today, Glenn, can they?
Dan, you're not old enough to gamble, mate.
They've got, because Mount and Ziyech will...
Gambling's fun. It's alright if you do it in and you don't get addicted. Going to the races live, that's good. Or going to the watch the dogs race. That's good, but it's controlled. It's you can walk away from it. Whereas gambling online is
cup final
tough. You win and you put it straight back on,
with England as well.
and you always chase your bets.
The European Championships, by the look of things, some sensational selection.
Don't, because we already had that just at the start. I put that top left.
Well, in that position, Sherman not starting against his old club. And well cut out by young Fofana. Here's Cole, what he can do. Jorginho. Cross to Thiago Silva. First FA Cup final for him. He won the French Cup just about every year at Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, probably more likely London Irish winning the Premiership than if I bet on Southampton to win the Premier League.
Deflected behind for a corner kick.
That might be a little bit more worthwhile than Saints.
Men in that midfield, they seem to be outnumbering Leicester, and they've got time to play the ball, look up from pass, change the play really quickly. What they've got to do is get blue shirts in the box when the crosses are coming in.
Great shot with, we think, 22,000 fans in here, 6,500. Roughly that from each club, maybe a bit below that. All of whom had to produce evidence of a negative COVID test. Here comes that corner kick.
Imagine. So they've obviously had to provide negative tests. Imagine
Today, the Chelsea captain.
the day of the match,
Last 5 seasons.
being tested positive all of a sudden.
Saying
Not really. Not got a lot going on next week, to be honest. Nothing very exciting.
Brendan Rodgers has come a long way since he used to coach on the Isle of Wight, Whitney,
You-
Newbury, and work at John Lewis stores.
You ate so underrated. Sorry, what?
One of the top managers in the game.
I don't understand, buddy.
Scored in once or twice before in his career, notably at Liverpool. You might remember on the title run-in a few seasons back.
Message retracted.
Good play from Mount there, wasn't it? A little back heel. Good little bit of skill. What's this? Back heel, offside, shoot corner. Good start. Positive start from.
I'm gonna say so. I'm gonna assume that as well, Alex. I'm gonna assume that. And yeah, you're right. I think I'm underrated.
Did look a bit flat the other night against Arsenal. The Gunners getting a good win at Stamford Bridge. They've often bounced back from any setbacks they have under Tuchel.
Thiago Silva was such a strange signing for Chelsea.
Leicester would be full
I really thought it was a strange signing considering his age.
Ziyech to play it in. Alonso was hoping it might drop it. It didn't quite. Came out to Reece James. He's curled back to the back post.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Thiago Silva won the header. Then Soyuncu. But they can't get out at the moment, Leicester. Perez battling away.
But how was that a foul? How was that a foul?
I think they're going to have to defend ever so well today. How many chances
Crazy.
did Chelsea create against Real Madrid, Glenn, in the two semi-finals? Missed opportunities. Dominated that Real Madrid side. The only thing more, they should have won the two legs by more goals, and that gives Leicester hope.
Yeah, they should have done, Rob, didn't they? Their finishing boots weren't on that. If they could have won that at the bridge, particularly 4 or 5-0. But that was a team that had to come out and play against them. There was a lot of space in behind.
Zimmy, I'm choosing Leicester in this game.
And that sort of space, they were dropping them.
I'm choosing Leicester. I'm choosing the underdog. I think Leicester are quite a fun, exciting team. Normally quite attacking. So yeah, I think Chelsea have won enough, haven't they? So if Leicester can win, I think that's good. That was a pointless challenge by Vardy. He's just basically challenged and given them a goal kick. Instead of letting them try and make a mistake trying to get it out.
16 appearances for Jamie Vardy. It's been Iheanacho getting all the goals, but Vardy's set up a few, and he's still a vital figure even at the age of 34 for Leicester.
It's unbelievable. Jamie Vardy is 34. Like 34 and still being playing as well as he does. It's crazy. You know, he's still got speed. His passing, you know, like they've said he's got loads of assists. So
There's no James Maddison in the starting lineup today. Is James in that role Glenn was talking about? That is a bit unusual for Chelsea when they play Chelsea.
no, there isn't, mate. But
Traditional right back or wing back.
people support clubs that win trophies.
I think he can play there for England. If England go with the back three, I think he can play that position as well.
You should have been a manager, Glenn.
I'm not saying he might not play very well there, but no, I think he can. He's well capable of playing that position. I really think so. But it's slightly.
Dieter, there's about 20 something, about 23,000.
You put the young kid in a wing back.
About 23,000, I think.
The real reason that he's looked at that, Tuchel.
Is Mount trying to do something for Chelsea, but Ndidi quickly in with the challenge. Vital player in the midfield for Leicester City, as he has been for a few seasons now. Tielemans back to Fofana. Played in the French Cup final last year for Saint-Etienne. Inside by Castagna. These two sides did meet in the Premier League back in January, and Leicester City won that by 2-0. It's Frank Lampard's last game in charge, last Premier League game anyway. Worth saying though, but it was Frank Lampard who got them through the first 2 rounds of the competition. He did get them to the final last year, and he did get them into the Champions League as well.
Brentford have done all right recently. Yeah, Brentford have done okay. I don't know where they are at the moment, to be fair, but they came up. They came up through the tables. Hey, Sean, nice to have you here, buddy. Yeah, it's Vardy. It's an incredible story, isn't it? It's a fantastic story of a non-league player. Yeah, it's a fantastic story. You know, not getting discovered till late in the day.
Final, by the way, for Michael Oliver. He was in charge when Chelsea won in 2018.
He's probably our best referee, isn't he? It's only right that he's doing cup finals and things like that. You want the best out there.
Oh, get up. Oh, here we go. The rolling around aside. But he gets straight back up. Straight back up. When he won the free kick. Look, was there even any contact? There wasn't any contact. Is that enough contact to be rolling around crying? Oh, man. Embarrassing.
Who's just had a little bit of pain in his Achilles recently. There was a slight doubt about him, only a slight one for today. Didn't play against Arsenal in midweek, but he's another one really. If it's the FA Cup final, you've got to be out there, aren't you?
It doesn't look like it's impeding him. I've been watching it. The energy and the pace that he's closing people down at the moment is definitely not being impeded.
Chelsea with 6 of the players who played in the final last year. One of them on the ball here, Jorginho.
Oh, it's just embarrassing sometimes.
Alonso. Ziyech. Nice piece of play up by him, just a little bit too long for...
So the question is, who's going to get the last Champions League spot? Is it going to be Chelsea or is it going to be Liverpool? That's the question. It would be funny to have Liverpool not make it, but I suppose if Chelsea, actually, Liverpool might get it because it's Chelsea Man City in the final, isn't it? So England will get an extra slot.
As a 4-4-2 without the ball today, they defended as a 5-3-2. So obviously, matching Chelsea up when they attack.
Yeah, because United didn't play with
Let's have a look at those standings for the Premier League.
man for man, really. And,
I think West Ham we need West Ham to win their last few games to overtake Liverpool, really.
Chelsea have done this under 2
Drop Liverpool down into 6th.
games. It doesn't change, and they know exactly what they've got to do. What their jobs are.
Does feel like a real FA Cup final, the 140th, and surely the strangest year of the competition. A miracle it's happened at all, really, amid the pandemic that's left so many clubs on their knees. Some leagues closing down. Several clubs had to forfeit ties in the early rounds because of COVID outbreaks. As Rudiger tries his luck from a long way out, he was a bit off balance as well. He looked on the optimistic side.
Yeah, Leicester won't worry about that if it's the outside centre backs for Chelsea.
Yeah, I think so. But like I said, I think because it's Manchester City versus Chelsea in the Champions League final, England get an extra spot. So I think the Champions League spot goes down to the 5th place. Oh, get up. What? Like, there's no foul there.
It's been a tough opening few minutes for Leicester, but no damage has accrued. Easily cut out by Conte is Jorginho. And the massively experienced Thiago Silva, what a presence he's been around the club. Did a lot of cheerleading during that long period when he was injured, didn't he? Very vociferous and could be heard all around the empty stadiums doing it.
Hey, Brad. Go! Oh! Almost a little flick. The Confederation League. What's the Confederation League? Are you on about the third tier, the new one that they're introducing? Yeah, I think it's the Champions League final next week. I've got the date on Discord. The Champions League final is the 29th of May. So yeah, next Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday. This Confederation League, if it's more money for more clubs, you know, more international, more European football, I think it's a good idea. It's teams, teams fight to get into that European spots, so that you've got a chance to play against other European countries. The only problem is how much interest will there be from the world, in the sense that if for example, I don't know, if Southampton managed to get into the Confederations League, what teams would they really be playing? You can get some really random nobody teams in the Europa League as it is. So even lower down, it depends. I don't know. I'm not sure how well it will do for viewers, other than the teams that are watching. The supporters for those teams that are playing.
Amazing, and it does feel strange, doesn't it? Strange in the most welcome of ways. Rudiger had to Marcos Alonso.
Oh yes, sorry, yes. 22nd is the Rugby Union Champions Cup final, and then Champions League final is on the 29th of May. So yeah, next weekend we got Rugby Cup final, and then the week after we've got the Rugby Union Cup final. Oh man, yeah, Carabao Cup was boring. But so was the FA Cup semis, wasn't it? With Leicester and Saints. We need better than that. Please, we need better than that. Oh, get up. Get up, Iniacho. Was there any contact? No. There was literally no... He literally made contact with his foot. But that was just the axis point. Nonsense. Handball? It can't be handball though, because it was... The problem with that is, so I hope you're all watching, the problem with that is, how much did Thiago, was there any intent? No. Was his arm in an unnatural position? I would argue no. Now, how can you get out of the way of the ball that's coming from literally a yard away, if that? That's the issue there. Oh, I don't think that. I would never give that as a handball. I wouldn't think as a referee. They're the ones that you think, well, you can't get away from that. How can you get out of the way? But let's see if it benefits Leicester. Corner? Possible corner? No. What was the Newcastle score? I did not watch that. I've just been watching the Southampton game where we won, which makes a change. Why is Johnny Evans doing a cartwheel over someone? Oh, that's funny.
Alonso. Mount in space. It's a clever flick, isn't it, by him to Aspilicueta. Mount's got it back again. He was hoping it might drop for Werner, didn't quite. And then Castagna is there to get it away for
Go.
Leicester City.
Brad, you have had a busy one, mate.
The rain begins to slick up the surface.
How was your Union game? What age was it? Was it adults? And what level was it? That's the question.
And that technically now you've got to play a different type of game. You've got to weight your pass differently now. Any long ball that's straight is going to get through to the goalkeeper. So you've got to think about any passes over the top. Both teams.
I'll watch the highlights later of the Newcastle City game.
Oh, it was. Well, they're all fantastic, but this was so special. It was like a snooker table. It really was.
So no real excuses.
The rain is coming down. The rain is coming down in Wembley.
I've seen Wembley good, but it seemed as good as ever. As good as ever.
60 odd. Brad, that must be a really dull game then. I've had games like that in football and it's boring after a while. It really is. When one team dominates, you've got to stop yourself from drifting off as a referee. And sometimes that's when all of a sudden something kicks off and there's a mass confrontation or something like that. Oh, get in his way. Good tackle. Tielemans is a funny one. Tielemans has been rated for a long time, and I'm surprised he didn't get snapped up sooner by an English club or even a big club from another country. Mason, no. Well, that's only a good thing. That's only a good thing, though, isn't it? If there's too many refs, I think that's certainly better for the league than having not enough. And yeah, it's at Wembley. 23,000 fans at Wembley.
Storm overhead and Chelsea trying to whip up one.
It is absolutely chucking it down.
Schmeichel's trying to do what Gordon Banks and Peter Shotton couldn't do, win the FA Cup as a Leicester City goalkeeper.
Have Leicester won the FA Cup before? I don't think they have they?
Times in the 1960s. They ran into Spurs' double-winning team in 1961. They were favourites against Manchester United, who'd struggled that year, lost that in 63, and then came up against Summerby, Bell and Lee of Manchester City in 69. Not to mention Neil Young, who got the winner.
Yeah. I do remember that one, Ian. As a kid watching that game.
It must be from an injury he had previously. And maybe fractured eye socket or something like that. That would be my assumption.
Turkish international Soyuncu will be in action at the European Championships in the opening game, in fact, of the tournament against Italy in Rome, all being well. That's not far away. He never stops, really. Fofana, who's been a wonderful signing, even at £30 million. Plays just about every game.
Just 30 million. Fofana, yeah, great signing. Just for 30 million, not a lot. I wish Southampton would buy a player for 30 million.
Thiago Silva got a block in. Here's Iheanacho. Iheanacho is the top scoring player in the FA Cup over the last 6 seasons.
that was definitely a foul. There's no arguing for that one. Just clattered into him.
Indeed, he just read where Werner was going to go and just clatters him, isn't it? No more than a foul.
Oh Christ! Honestly, I think on any sport, if it's so one-sided, it's just not entertaining. Ouch. Yeah, it's just not exciting, is it, for anyone? Even the winning team, you know, you can get bored as the winning team.
Soyuncu to Perez. And we see James Maddison later on trying to add his particular brand of creativity to Leicester's work.
Yeah, 25 minutes got to just settle down now, Leicester. They're keeping the ball a bit better.
I think it's time to crack open a beer, I think. Let's get some cider out.
Trying to get Iheanacho in behind, but Thiago Silva has read that all right. Picked up by N'Golo Conte, a clever piece of
Advantage, advantage, end of advantage. That was a waste of the advantage, Timo. Absolutely skied it. Good job he's paid millions of pounds a year to score goals, eh?
It's 2v2.
Panicked.
Timo Werner decides to take the shot on.
not happy, Thomas Tuchel.
Tottenham can't win anything, can they?
Cut that by Reece James, and that's the unfamiliar position. Again, Werner's found some space.
Have another go, Timo.
This time he plays in Ziyech. It's not going to be a problem really for Leicester. It shouldn't have been, but they haven't dealt with it that well. And it goes for the throw in on the far side.
Again, one of those Leicester midfield players, probably indeed he has to sit. Too much space for Timo Werner in those pockets.
Conte this time goes for a corner kick for Chelsea. Gives me a chance to remind you that the Premier League goes on. Usually the FA Cup's the last game of the
I tell you what, that is one thing I found really strange, is that the FA Cup is normally obviously a week after the league finishes, but we still got like 2 or 3 more games to go. I found that it really messes with your kind of calendar.
Another Chelsea corner. There've been a few. Johnny Evans there again. Mount.
Oh.
Thiago Silva.
Oh.
The finishing touch there.
God, that was close. That was close.
Nick on it, but not enough to direct it goalwards.
Anyone's head that needed to go on. Anyone's head. Completely goes over all of it. Oh.
Touch there for Fofana. Does he get a touch there, or is it
Yeah.
half and half? It goes
Timo got a slight touch.
a lovely float, couple of lovely floating balls. Aspilicueta couldn't get his head on it either, but
Very nearly for the Chelsea skipper, wasn't it? Who did score the first goal of the Thomas Tuchel era, rather improbably, against Burnley.
It depends on this Confederations. It depends. The problem is the Champions League, the Europa League is there to help.
6 matches.
Although none of the small European countries are expected to win,
Goals, and West Brom got 5.
it's still there to financially support them and help them and improve their league.
Fofana with a good run.
Now, I'm assuming then the Europa League are going to have less teams from these smaller countries. Well, that's going to, it's surely that's going to financially affect them if that is the case. We need to be helping these smaller countries to develop their football. Not all the money should just be going to the Premier League, if that makes sense.
yeah, and also I think Thomas as well. Thomas loves to get himself forward ahead of the ball, and I think Aspilicueta has been told, you stick with him, that's your job. But there's been on a couple of occasions, as I said, on attacking front, Chelsea they look a little bit sparse down that right hand side, and the ball's being crossed from the left.
Tielemans just giving an eye on
Oh.
Johnny Evans, who's been carrying this heel injury. And we certainly wouldn't want him to have to go off. He's quick enough there across the ground, trying to track the run of Werner. He do need to be fully fit to be in charge with him. And he just made a sign there, I think, to the bench that not happy.
I think he's struggling there. He went to sprint, and yeah, he's going down there. He's going to make sure his referee sees that. But I think he just got a little signal to Brendan Rodgers there.
Yeah. Alex, mate, that's exactly it. You know, at the end of the day, to make football better, you need to improve all of football. You know, that's grassroots football. That's you know, from tiny countries. You have to improve every level. And if you're saying that's the same in rugby, then you know you're only going to improve a sport by improving all levels. Sean, I'm on BT Sport, mate. If you come and join, it is on the Discord server if you haven't got access to it. But either way, it's on BBC. Otherwise, this is the thing. This is the problem they've got in, for example, Aussie rules. Obviously, I've been watching a lot of Aussie rules, and so the problem in Aussie rules is that they've got a closed system. Think of it almost like this European Super League. In Aussie rules, it's a draft system like the NFL, and there are other leagues below, but they can't actually get into the top division, so therefore they're not getting any money. You know, they've got to try and survive. So, for example, if the AFL had a pyramid system, granted at the start, the teams that went up would get destroyed because they financially do not have the money. But like I said, you need to support all of the sport to improve the sport. So I'm not sure how the Confederation Cup will work, or Confederation League will work in terms of those smaller countries. If you're diluting the Europa League, is there enough money then going to the smaller clubs? Because I can't see the viewership for the Confederations League.
Manchester United, a massive win for Leicester City, who will be in the top four this season if they win at Stamford Bridge on Tuesday night. They know that. Other business to attend to first here, though. Alonso for Chelsea.
Nice. I tell you what, Mason Mount is looking good. He is looking good. He's come from nowhere, it seems. But he's looking a very promising youngster, for sure.
This starting lineup, £180 million. You look at Chelsea bench, how much has that cost? Wonderful recruitment from Leicester City.
And Chelsea were Europe's biggest spenders last summer, over £200 million, and
not quite so good then.
now that one of the star men has been one they've produced themselves. Mason Mount, who first came and saw an FA Cup final when he was 9 years old, following Portsmouth, his hometown club, when they won the cup against Cardiff in 2008.
Christ. So he's 19 years old. Oh man, imagine having that much money at 19 years old. Oh, how my life would be different.
Soyuncu in that reorganised Leicester City defence. How well will they cope? Can Chelsea take advantage of this?
Leicester aren't really doing a lot at the moment, are they? Not really. Oh, Timo! Literally, there's no contact on you. Yes, the first challenge was a yellow. Was a foul. But Timo rolling around like an absolute clown. Crazy. Get up, Timo.
Fafana was late. Michael Oliver spot on toward the yellow card for Fafana.
Just watch Timo. Watch Timo now. Look. No real contact. Rolling around.
Of the Chelsea forward.
Yes, they have, Rob. Yeah.
At least Mason Mount got. He wasn't rolling around like an idiot.
Now he's trying to press and get closer to Jorginho, and that's why there's little pockets are opening up. But you're right, they're going in for 50-50s.
I am lucky in this sense that obviously refereeing lower league, you don't see the sort of rolling around, crying, because I think I would have to stamp it out. If someone rolls around, I'd book them for simulation. It's just not needed, and basically it's unsporting behaviour because you're trying to get the other player booked.
King of the time in the Netherlands. Iheanacho, it's a clever piece of work by him.
True, true. But like I said, I would like his money at the age of 19. No offense, guys, but I probably at the age of 19, if I had that much money, I wouldn't then be on YouTube. Just saying.
Vardy waiting in the middle. Iheanacho's there as well. Scant service for those two so far, but they might only need an instant. Either of
No, that's the problem, Alex. That's the problem. Acting lessons are far too expensive.
now the sun's come out. Forcing
That must be the problem.
It's Albright, good crosser of the ball. One of the survivors of that 5,000 to 1 Leicester City title win. Played nearly every game that season. In fact, I think he did play every game in the Premier League that year.
Come on, we need a surprise goal, really. We need a surprise goal from Leicester.
We need a crowd cheering tackles. We used to take that for granted, didn't we? But to hear the atmosphere, to hear cheers, boos, decisions going against your team.
I think it also forces players to make different decisions on the ball as well at times. They go
We certainly need a goal to open things up. We really don't want another boring game. Nothing really that special so far.
We've been hearing a lot of screeching from injured players as well, haven't we? We won't hear that anymore.
That's a lot of passes. It's a lot of passes, Brad, but it doesn't necessarily mean a better game. So I referee football down at the Southampton Academy, and the problem is these top teams are all teach their kids to pass. Don't ever do long balls. The problem is then teams never learn to penetrate, and therefore they never create anything. So actually passing isn't necessarily always all that it's cracked up to be, if I'm honest.
Great times at Leicester City.
The Martin O'Neill era, wasn't it?
Problem is, the FA, FA, Premier League, IFAB, all these governing bodies, they've got no interest in sorting out this player behaviour. They've got no interest of sorting out. And the problem is, I can keep saying this over and over again, and you end up saying the same thing.
Fell nicely for him. He's on that left foot as well. And Werner! It's a great block by Fofana twice over. Tremendous. It's vital now that Fofana has a big game back there with Johnny Evans off.
Like, why is he rolling around?
Listen to the crowd react to that. We haven't heard that in 14 months.
How's he get? Surely he's not getting booked. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. As I said, he tried pulling out. That was careless. It wasn't reckless. It was careless.
It was wonderful defending, wasn't it? Twice.
I feel Michael Oliver only booked him because the crowd
And the referee as well.
the crowd started booing and saying it was a foul.
They want a booking. They want to equal it up. They've just seen their own Leicester players.
That is the only reason Michael Oliver gave that then. Only reason, because the crowd started kicking off. And he's refereeing the expectations rather than what it really was.
Yellow card for Chelsea on the day to go with Wesley Fofana's for Leicester City.
No, Dan, you not missed anything, mate.
Leicester have never beaten Chelsea in 7 FA Cup ties. So that's history. This is now.
I just think Leicester have to be careful at times. When the midfield bypass from Didi and Tielemans, it's 3v3. Timo Werner dropping off, turning, and then it's difficult for Leicester. But so far they've defended well. But I think they will get opportunities in the second half, Chelsea.
It's Castagna to Iheanacho and then Ndidi. A couple of Nigerian internationals in this Leicester side, and Ndidi and Iheanacho.
I think Reece James has done very well, Glenn. I think you talked about his position, we've talked about it. Very confident, reads the game well, got good pace.
Well, Chelsea have definitely been the better team this half, but they've not really created anything clear cut. I don't think.
Saying that, Robin, you're absolutely spot on. 3v3
Oh.
is a risky business if you leave yourself for 3-3. So at half time, you wonder whether Brendan Rodgers will go back to that back four.
Rudiger to get it away. Leicester City trying to ask one or two questions with Perez. Who scored by Jorginho there.
Brad, man, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Every game, every football match I've chosen has been really dull. Really dull. I think I should just... I keep doing the football watch-alongs thinking, oh, people will want to watch that as well. One, I've got had any views for the football. I've been getting more views from the other sports. Not that it matters, I'm watching it anyway. But they are so dull. And it's completely different. Like, the rugby league matches have been really good. The Aussie rules matches have been really good. The Six Nations was really good. But football, it is so depressing how dull it is. And I'm meant to be the football fan. Yes, Brad. Yeah, that's a couple of weeks' time. Yeah, a couple of weeks' time, I think, isn't it, that I'm doing it. But that's two English teams again. I think it might be more interesting if we got maybe, I don't know, Bayern Munich or against Real Madrid or something. I think that might be more interesting. Because these English games have not been entertaining. Well, fingers crossed. Right, let's look on the positive side. Fingers crossed. It'll be a really boring game, but it'll go to penalties. And then that'll all be worth it, won't it? If it goes to penalties, that'll all be worth it. That's what we want. Penalties. Penalties for the win.
Yeah, Leicester can't afford unforced errors like that. They give the ball away. Chelsea don't have to line
Best bit, especially if you're a neutral, the best bit about a cup game.
there, just gets a clip, but Werner should have done better. He's got to hit the target from there.
Timo Werner is doing absolute trash.
So it's a corner kick.
All that money spent on him to score goals, and he scored 6 this season.
Right side centre back. He's the one that, out of all that talent out there for Chelsea, he's the one that's taken the corner.
Yeah, that versatility might
All right,
call him out by Gareth Southgate
maybe one of a relegation battle would be better.
pretty soon for the Euros. Did go out of play in the end. It's Thomas Tuchel, so far 17 wins, 6 draws, 3 defeats since he took over, and Brendan Rodgers, who won all those trophies up in Scotland with Celtic, is definitely really a big part, isn't he, of the Leicester City project. And it's a big decision he took recently, leaving those 3 players out against West Ham in a big game after they'd broken the COVID rules by going to a party. Maddison was one of those, Perez is out there, another one, and Chowdhury's on the bench, the third. Minutes of added time at the end of the half. Is Iheanacho back to Yuri Tielemans. Towards Vardy, who got something, but not the angle on the header he was looking for.
Do you mean for the champion? You mean for the championship, the promotion, the playoffs? Is that what you mean? The playoffs for the championship, as in the league below the Premier League? If so, they have already been made.
Just gives him a little nudge there.
I can't remember who's who. I know Bournemouth are in it.
Appreciating the service. A lovely ball from
Yeah, they have been made. Just, I don't know, give it a quick Google. Or I'll do it. Hang on.
FA Cup goal was against
Championship
the final back in
playoffs.
hasn't been used much in the FA Cup.
You've got Bournemouth versus Brentford. That is on Monday.
James to Aspilicueta.
Then you got Barnsley versus Swansea. God, imagine Barnsley being in the Premier League. That would be a strange one. That would be a team that went straight back down. And then you've got the semi-final leg 2 next Saturday. So that'll be exciting. So yeah, Monday and Tuesday, and then Saturday.
Conte, great pressure on the ball from him, to win it back for his team, high up the pitch too. Sensational performances from him, I thought, in the 2 games against Real Madrid.
Honestly, imagine Barnsley in the Premier League. What a strange sight. How big is Barnsley Stadium? I know when Bournemouth came up, they'd obviously 10,000. How big's their stadium? Let's have a Google. Oakwell Stadium. How big is it? 23,000 Oakwell Stadium. So it's bigger than Bournemouth's. Right. Half time. Half time. Let's turn the sound down a little bit. Can't be listening to the pundits. Spurs are embarrassing, aren't they? Let's be honest. Spurs are embarrassing. So, anyway, you guys that are in here, hope you've been enjoying the videos. Let me look at the camera. Hope you guys have been enjoying the videos. I've been trying a variety of stuff. So I hope you've been watching. Been doing obviously some Aussie rules still. I've started doing obviously last few days. I've started focusing on Australia, and that's exciting me a little bit. That's exciting me. It's been interesting because I've never no interest to going to America. No real interest to going to America. And I didn't really have any interest of going to Australia either. But literally in the last few days I'm thinking, actually, I'd love to go over and watch some Aussie rules. Love to go see, you know, taste some food over in Australia and see the wildlife. Starting to realise that it could be a really fun place to go to, and so I hope you've been enjoying learning about Australia at the same time as me as well, especially about how dangerous the magpies are over there. You say put a tennis racket on your head, don't you mean just swipe them away? Surely swiping away would be a better idea. Maybe it should be a new sport then. Maybe it should be a new sport over in Australia. Of yeah, how many magpies can you swipe away as they come at you? I just think birds are scary. Birds are almost worse than snakes and spiders, I think. What is this on Netflix? I'm just watching the advert. Ah, it's the new old Batista, the old zombie. No, what's it called? The new zombie on Netflix. Army of the Dead. Maybe I'll give that a watch. I'm still meaning to watch, if I'm honest, I'm still meaning to watch Mortal Kombat, but I'm not sure if that'll be any good or not. Maybe, I don't know if it'll be as bad as the original. Was there original? Do I mean Street Fighter? Will it be as bad as the original Street Fighter? That's the question. I tell you what, D2, you're saying about Percy Tau, I assume you pronounce it Tau, getting 2 million on the bench. Now, it would be amazing having the 2 million in your bank every year, just to be on the reserves. You're still playing a little bit of football, but obviously not to the same standard. But it's a case of how unmotivated would you be? That's the difficult one, isn't it? Yeah. Jadon Sancho, sort of. I don't think he's a regular. But he is in the team. Oh, I need to sit back. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Oh, we've got to have a better second half, surely. Even Rio Ferdinand is saying we need a better second half. I expect the German league games a little bit more interesting. I think best players for Chelsea so far, players so far for Chelsea, I think, are Mason Mount. He's been pretty good, and Hakim Ziyech. I like Hakim Ziyech. He's got some really nice ball control, a good, nice pass on him. I think one of the worst players has got to be Timo Werner. Absolute rubbish. The amount of money he's paid to score. Leicester, Soyuncu is doing well. Yes, Soyuncu is doing well. That's all I'm giving this one at the moment. I don't think any other players have really stood out, if I'm honest. Oh, mate, I'd love that to be in the Premier League. Full on attack and not really a lot of defence. Because goals make games, don't they? Let's be honest, goals make games. I'll tell you what. How about if the Premier League did something along the lines of what rugby do? Wouldn't that be good if the Premier League did what Union do? Now, obviously in Union, if you get four tries, you get an extra point. How good would that be if, for example, you scored 4 goals and you got an extra point? How good would that be? That would surely that would really open the league, not the league up, but open the game up. Would it? I don't know if that would really destroy the smaller teams or not. These teams like Man City, surely they would be running away with it even more. But during, say, for example, Saints versus Brighton or something, the thought of being able to get an extra point from getting 4 goals, how much better would that be? It would make the game so much better to watch. An open, free-flowing, attacking football. You also get a point. I didn't know that. I said I knew you get the point for tries. Yeah, maybe that. Well, no. If you think though, Alex, if you had that as well, not by losing by 2 or fewer goals, 0-0s would be acceptable. 2 relegation battle teams or mid-table teams drawing, but because they're within the 2 goals or fewer, both getting an extra point, I think that incentivises defence. And you don't want to incentivise defence. Yes, you want teams to do well defensively, but you want to emphasise attack. So I don't think that would necessarily be a good idea. Well, that's just my opinion. Even a 1-0? Is a 1-0 a good game? Sometimes even a 2-0 isn't a good game. No. I think it would incentivise. I think a closer rugby game is more interesting than a dull, closer football game. Or get rid of offsides. Get rid of offsides. That would solve a lot of problems, let's be honest, wouldn't it? Get rid of offsides and then you can be attacking because you can leave players further up. It will expose defences more. You wouldn't have all this problem with VAR if a player is offside or not. That, I think, would be the better idea. Just scrap offsides. Say, right, we're having a season without offsides. Let's see how exciting it gets. But with that, it needs to be that needs to be implemented at the highest level, so all leagues do it. Because you probably don't want to be, you don't want to be doing it offsides in the Premier League, and then Champions League you're back to offsides. VAR in terms of offsides has been dreadful all season, Brad. If it helps, I don't think. Well, I'm not sure. I think they're all referees. That they're all normal referees anyway, so I don't think you're getting rid of any. Big game player. What are you talking about, Heskey? What are you talking about? Even the pundits are saying they want a bit more excitement. See, Alex, you've got it wrong, mate. You've got it. No, you guys have got it wrong. To do VAR, you've got to have better eyesight than anyone else, because no one else can tell this. No one else can tell it's an offside except the VAR people. So VAR have got the best eyesight. They're not the ones with rubbish eyesight. It's all of us that's got rubbish eyesight, I think.
Leicester, but in the end, you'd have to say it didn't work for them. Is Jorginho. Rudiger. Marcus Alonso.
How's the sound, guys? I've just put the sound back up for the match. Let me know how the sound is.
Scored in the final last year before he got injured. Here's Tielemans for Leicester City. Experienced man, Albrighton. Good crosser of the ball. Maybe one of those could do the trick for Leicester. Iheanacho was crowded out. Just thinking, some of those fans, they must have forgotten what it was like to go to a match. Good crosser of the ball. Maybe one of those could do the trick for Leicester. Iheanacho was crowded out. Just thinking, some of those fans, they must have forgotten what it was like to go to a match.
They found out when that rain came down.
It's good line, Glenn. Alonso trying to hook it away.
The only problem with it going to penalties is I really want dinner at some time sensible tonight. If it goes to penalties, it's another 30 minutes, then the penalties.
As the centre back, but not so far.
And as the game's getting more boring, I'm thinking, what am I having for dinner? What takeaway can I get tonight?
Johnny Evans' departure from proceedings. Brendan Rodgers, who wasn't even born himself last time Leicester City were in an FA Cup final. And then Werner has got goal side for a moment. He's looking for support. Plenty of it's arriving.
Timo Werner just doesn't look like he knows what he wants to do. He can't make his mind up.
Again, though, it was 4v4 for a split second. Just there, just got under the ball. But the recovery runs, Leicester City, very good. Look at Fofana, sees the run. Good defending.
Fofana, yeah, I think Soyuncu and Fofana are absolutely bossing it so far for Leicester. They're not giving Chelsea much at all.
Frightened to think outside the box. He's made that clear with important news to the
Deliveroo, man. I
he meditates
would, but
on the mornings before games sometimes. I'm joking that he floats around in the room.
I get a bit annoyed having to pay the delivery. I'm a right tight ass like that.
For the job, and in an FA Cup final or the Champions League final to come 2 weeks from today. Can't be bad.
Can be bad if it's as boring as this though, can't it?
Payoff
Oh.
from this run that they've had. The goal is top 4 FA Cup win, Champions League win, but it's still possible they could miss out on all 3 of those. So it's quite dramatically set up.
Get up. That's not a foul. Good, well done. That's good refereeing. That's good refereeing.
As well as hitting those.
Get up.
Perez, who has gone down injured.
Yeah, I think Perez kicked. Can't say there, look, yeah.
Ayos has gone. Oh, Perez has gone down, but he kicked. He ended up kicking Kante's shin pad. Bloody idiot.
Leicester haven't had a lot of luck with cup final days in their history. Don Revie, their star player in 1949, went on to be the great Leeds manager. Got fit for the final. They dropped their star striker, Ken Leap, on the morning of the 61 final against Tottenham Hotspur.
She's not been fed.
Vardy getting let down now. Here's Fofana. Alonso's picked that ball up and couldn't quite thread it through to Werner. Fofana, so
0-0.
Oh.
Brady saying
And it's boring.
but that's well
Oh.
Like every time we've watched the football.
Maybe it's you.
Maybe it is me. Yeah, I am the
and Tielemans, great challenge.
I am the linking factor here.
Tielemans there is open for a second there. What a ball from Albrighton as well. Saw Vardy and good sweeping from Kepa. He came out and read the situation, and you just sense that this second half now just might lift off. It might take off. Leicester are certainly pressing Chelsea and winning the ball back for them.
Thiago Silva with the
Alex, who sent me the London Irish top, is saying hello.
who was left on the bench last year.
She says hi. She's gone into the kitchen.
Okay.
Is Alonso.
Honestly, Brad, it does seem like I am the factor that is making these games boring.
Back again, Jorginho goes down, and Tielemans is thinking that it's all a little on the theatrical side.
I think it was just Tielemans' knee that caught Jorginho. Just made a lot of it.
It's
Jorginho.
just dramatic.
There's James Maddison, who might be a key player.
I like James Maddison. I think
Getting some instructions from maybe his introduction.
I think James Maddison is a good player who should be playing.
He's going to be coming on. I think that's always something.
Maybe he'll be a good impact sub.
It was whether he was going to start him or bring him on when perhaps the game gets a little bit stretched.
It's
I
Conte.
think it's the shape of the ball.
The blue shirts forward here.
It would certainly make it possibly more interesting if there was a funny shaped ball.
So he's a player who does come up with important
You'd probably have a lot of players missing the kicks, going for a shot and just getting air. But that might be a bit of a problem. Funny, but a problem.
Yeah, you would think it was probably Perez who had come off.
problems with a hip injury this season. It's kept him out of the team, and they admit he's not really 100% match sharp, which might explain why he's not starting today. But he's got a chance to make a bit of a statement, particularly
I have a Gaelic football video going out tomorrow afternoon.
quite shortly.
Top goals of 2020
Most people would say
for Gaelic football.
Conte. Only Gareth Southgate knows, of course, is Mount. Just when he got the foot in, they've been very diligent back there, Leicester.
It's a clever position that Mount took up. He's coming a bit deeper now than he did first half. He was being marked by Soranchu, and he's gone on the other side, playing in the pocket where we normally see him play.
Reece James. Jorginho, that's a nice ball. Conte's got a lot of time to measure this. Alonso with the header.
Easy save, easy save.
That's the striker in the end.
No trouble for Casper.
Also getting goals, good position. Kante with a good pass through the lines. Comfortable save though. Schmeichel arms on to generate all the power, leaning back.
Schmeichel has been the Leicester City goalkeeper for a decade now. He was 7 when his dad first won the FA Cup in 1994. That won it 3 times, so it's a bit of work for him to do.
I've got the Ireland Australia International to watch. I've got it on the watch list, but I'm just saving up so I've watched a few more Gaelic football. I still need to find a video where it shows off the tackling, to be honest, because I still don't understand how they tackle each other.
That's James with the header. Rudiger to
Oh, don't do that. Vardy's on it.
22,000 fans. The crowd is back. No goals for them to see so far. When is the breakthrough going to come?
Offside. Even even that fan there, even the fan in the crowd's thinking, how long have we got left of this? Nice ball.
Iheanacho.
Come on, Iheanacho. I think Iheanacho should be in the middle.
Tielemans to play that one in.
Iosa Perez is not a good player.
Got there first, but that was a nearly moment for Leicester.
What a ball that was. First time driven by Tielemans and great defending from Reece James. Gets across from the right side of defence to the near post on that left side and gets such an important clearance, but a fabulous cross from Tielemans.
I don't think the ball's ever on the ground, Brad. That's the thing. I think the ball's always in the hands.
Leicester attacking the end where their supporters are gathered. Fofana couldn't quite reach it. James got it away. Albrighton to
Come on, get the ball in. Decent cross, back post.
flashes across the face of goal without getting any kind of decisive touch.
Yeah, Alonso with a touch, wasn't it? Good fetching out from Leicester City. You can hear the crowd getting the goal they're attacking.
Who's Thomas? I've never heard of Thomas.
Thomas has scored that great goal at Old Trafford the other night. Cushion volley finish.
No idea who he is.
Throw there, hopping in and showing penalty.
Corner kick if it goes out.
Didn't go out of play. That's the decision of the officials. You can hear the baying of the Leicester fans behind that goal. James just hurried into it.
Come on, we need Vardy. What we need is a Vardy to snatch the ball. A dodgy pass back to the goalkeeper. A dodgy pass back to the goalkeeper and Vardy just to sprint onto it. That's what he does well.
They have beaten every team in the Big Six at one stage or another this season, Leicester City.
How was that a foul? That wasn't a foul at all.
Including Manchester United on this cup
Puzzling.
in the quarter-finals.
They're just getting a little bit more possession of the ball, a little bit more of a threat, don't they, in the last third? But in some ways, Chelsea doesn't mind that. Chelsea, look, don't say come on to us as much as you want. We'll put you on the break. That's what they did. They've been doing in Europe.
Thomas, just for a moment, lost control of the ball.
Yeah. And I think this does seem to... These top level referees, sometimes when there's nothing. Iheanacho back then, Iheanacho was backing into the player. That's not a foul, you know. But like you said, the crowd react. The referee then reacts.
FA Cup win. Been tremendous in this competition in recent years. Thiago Silva, it's one for
What you got to realise, Dieter, is the Premier League is watched all around the world. Southampton's sponsor is a Chinese company. Well, it's not any interest to us over here. It's not any interest to, English people. It's because it's so huge all around the world. And in a sense, it's a bigger market over in places like China because there's more people watching. I did say this, so I did a video with guy Gareth, who's a rugby referee, and I did say that Michael Oliver is probably the best Premier League referee, but I'm a bit annoyed. I'm a bit annoyed by his giving fouls for nothing today. That's annoying me a little bit. Mark Clattenburg was good before obviously he retired. I know, Alex, I know. It puzzles me too. It really does.
Well, they're picking in towards their own fans, Leicester, this half, as we've said, but they're buoyant. They're absolutely buoyant, and the atmosphere is...
Martin Atkinson. This is okay. He's one of those... Martin Atkinson is one of those that doesn't necessarily do much wrong and doesn't... He's not noticed as much, I don't think, Martin Atkinson.
Well, rightly so. I think Leicester have come out the better side second half, and they're ignited.
I don't know, Dieter. I think the refereeing standard in the Premier League is pretty low at the moment, if I'm honest. As a referee, I think it's pretty low in the Premier League. Ugh. But I don't know enough about the referees in other countries, so I can't tell you accurately. Why is Werner shouting for a handball?
Chelsea have got to get some composure now. They've got to get some possession, just calm things down. Leicester have been on top, and this is where they've now got to take control of the ball. And there's Tuchel, look, he's thinking, do I make changes, or is it going to change for me out there with the team that I've got out there at this moment in time? So he's got sort of options, that's the certain. Exactly, he's got lots of options from the bench, but he'll be looking to see whether the team out there now at this moment.
I think get Giroud on. Giroud will be better than Timo Werner. He has been absolutely useless.
Just having a bit of a word with Christian Pulisic, the young man who became the first American to score in an FA Cup final last year. I think most people thought he'd probably be in the starting lineup today, as it turned out he wasn't.
See, I like Mike Dean. I like Mike Dean because he's a character. If you see him on the stands, I think he's a Tranmere fan. If you see him on the stands dancing and cheering away with the supporters, and you see all the YouTube highlights and stuff of him, and the Sky Sports highlights, he's just funny. He's so funny. Brad, you're slightly ahead of us, mate, or slightly ahead of me, just so you know.
He's a goal scorer though, isn't he? He's in a confident mood in this FA Cup. And it'd be interesting to see the reaction of Leicester fans if that does happen.
Bang! There we go, Tielemans. Brad, you just ruined that for everyone. Well done, Brad. I hope you're happy with yourself. But what a goal. Yuri Tillemans, what a goal. Brad, you need to hold your head in shame, mate. Great goal. Great goal. What a rocket. Bang. Could you... Oh, you can't get much better than that. Maybe a foot higher. You can't get better than that. That is a great goal. Brad, don't panic. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry, mate.
Just look at those fans behind the goal. Incredible scene for Leicester City. Now they've got to keep their composure.
Come on, Leicester. Get another one. Let's push on. Brad, when I say there's a goal, then everyone knows there's a goal. Alright? Ziyech. How was that a corner? Looked like he absolutely shanked it. No, I've got my stream on BT Sport. But because it's on my streaming service, I'm on 6505. 6510. Oh, Chelsea are on the ropes now. Brad, mine is a streaming service rather than live, like proper live TV. James, hello, mate. I'm glad you got the goal. You got to see the goal. That was a brilliant goal, wasn't it? Let me see if my other one is 60. There you go. I'm on 67 minutes. 67 minutes. Everything's good, James. Everything's good. It's hopefully we're finally getting a more exciting game. The first half was very boring. Brad, if you're in Australia, mate, it must be stupid o'clock in the morning for you. If you're on the east side, you're 10 hours ahead. 4:42. 4:42 in the morning, is it for you, Brad? Yeah. I want Leicester to win. I think Leicester deserve to win. I think the underdog, but they're normally an exciting team. How have you only just realised Bobby and the Madleys?
Chelsea in the position they were in against Arsenal now the other night, one down. Very different goals, mind you. Absolute screamer from Yuri. It's Jorginho. Deep defense.
Mate, far too early. You need to go to bed, Brad.
Vardy behind the ball.
It's just like they've gone to a 5-4-1. It's Vardy, the lone striker. Madison on the left. Carrer's on the right. But when Leicester win it, you know, Madison will just drop off Vardy in support.
That's all right. Then you're still in awake mode.
It's Pulisic.
Well, Pulisic has come on and actually brought some energy to Chelsea, haven't he?
Scored after 5 minutes and then picked up a nasty injury just after half time, which ended his day. Timo Werner. Chilwell to his
I would be bringing Timo Werner off. He is absolutely useless.
Mason Mount when that ball
He has not done anything.
that he made. They're trying to measure it through. Again for Fana. Shuts the door for Leicester. Spilicueta. Mount. Has to be careful, Soyuncu, but just I think took his foot away.
Yeah, just managed to pull his foot back from making the clearance. For a second there, you think he's going to try and put it Rose there. He just, the last second falls out from that, and I think he's lucky that he did.
He's Castagna. Did he keep it in play? No, he didn't, right in front of the technical areas on that pass, and he's gone down as well now.
I think he might have jarred his...
What I find is funny is Jorginho is moaning to the ref and saying how he's basically wasting time and he's faking it. And yet, how many of the Chelsea players have done the same?
30 will bring you the champions, Manchester City, to Brighton. They are on the south coast, 6:30 Tuesday evening, and on Wednesday from Selhurst Park it'll be Crystal Palace against Arsenal, who are still hoping to make Europe with a late run. Vardy challenging for that one.
Since the goal, since the substitution, Chelsea have dominated possession. Leicester dropping deeper, Glenn.
Yeah, I think Chelsea now...
What you got to realise, James, is
for them as well.
now sometimes commentators have to be a bit obvious because not everyone is in the know. You know, you've got to almost commentate as if you're commentating to your nan, someone that doesn't really know much about the sport. That's how you get more people into the sport. But granted, it probably annoys people that actually know what know what's going on.
That ball into the trouble was waiting, but Leicester City have defended well thus far. They've kept the striker pretty well covered up.
Guys, if you are watching, hit the like button. Just a little click on the like button would be great. I don't know if it'll help, but makes me feel better, I suppose.
Blocked by Thomas. Last 20 minutes.
So I don't know if you were in one of the streams when I was talking about when I listened to the podcast Q Commentator. So there's a really good commentator podcast. So the bloke gets all these different commentators from different sports, and I listened to the one with Clive Tilsley. And the problem is Clive Tilsley gets quite annoyed about a lot of the commentary these days because so people like Fletch and whoever the other guy is, they're talking too matey and they're giving each other nicknames and things. And the issue with it is, like I said, you need to be talking as if not everyone understands. You've got to be talking like your nan is watching, who doesn't really know anything about the sport. And the problem is, by being too kind of matey and chatty in that sense, it excludes a lot of people. Because you've got to remember, although yes, football is a worldwide sport, there's still a lot of people that it might be their first time watching. And sometimes you have to state the obvious. You have to not be giving each other nicknames. Not necessarily giving anecdotes. Or what did you have for dinner earlier? Because what's that got to do with the match? People that are first tuning in, they don't understand, and that's the way you've got to think when you're commentating. But if you, good one is Q Commentator on. You can get it on Spotify or all your other podcast locations. Champions League Women's Final. Dita. Think about maybe Aubameyang. Has Aubameyang really been as good as he was over in Dortmund? Probably not. Granted, his team's not as good, so he hasn't been getting the same. Service. So.
To replace the skipper. Much more the conventional, tricky, fast winger.
Yeah, they're going for it now, aren't they, Chelsea? Got no option there, too good. It's a final, we've got to go for it now, they've got to get back in this game, got to get one goal and take it from there, but Leicester have really got to manage this this game now, Rob, haven't they?
They certainly have. You look at the quality of this Chelsea squad. Leicester starting 11, £180 million. Look at the quality of substitute Chelsea have just brought on. Leicester City, magnificent this afternoon. The way they've defended, I think.
Talk about the State of Origin. I'm going to be doing, on that State of Origin, the only day I can do a watch along is State of Origin Game 2, which is Saturday 27th of June, I think. That's what I've got down. Plans may change, but that is in the calendar for then. English weather. Yeah, could Messi do it on a cold, wet night in Stoke on a Tuesday, or whatever the saying is?
Possibly playful nature for their former player. To Pulisic, two of the substitutes linking up for Chelsea, whose need is pretty desperate at the moment. Conte.
Oh, Casper. Good job, Casper. I really like Kasper Schmeichel. I'm surprised he hasn't been snapped up by one of the, say, top 4 teams. Although Leicester are a top 4 team, I suppose. I'm surprised he didn't get snapped up by them sooner. Fantastic save. I think it was it in the post anyway, but even then.
Definitely needed saving, didn't it? It was going in, he was creeping in. The fingernails of Kasper Schmeichel keep Leicester ahead.
Great save from Kasper Schmeichel. Magnificent for Leicester City. Chelsea pushing.
It's quite a story boiling up here now at the moment. Chelsea have shown that they are a talented, gifted side. They've got the individuals to change this around. Hudson-Odoi. Thomas was looking for a free kick, I think, and he's got one.
Yeah, they just take their time.
Oh man. Oh man.
Schmeichel will take his time to come out and take this and turn Chelsea.
I reckon we're going to see some serious time wasting.
Chelsea got so many offensive
Some
players.
serious time wasting we're going to see. Try pronouncing the Leicester owner's name. Have fun trying to pronounce that.
The tie owners of Leicester City and he's sitting there
Oh, calamity.
hoping. It might be quite hard to watch this last bit, I would think, for him and all the Leicester City contingent.
Uh-oh. Every time the ball gets passed back to the goalkeeper, every time it goes back to the goalkeeper, you think, Vardy, is he going to get onto it? Who the hell is the Chelsea goalkeeper? I knew I didn't recognise him.
Playing career was ended early, wasn't it, by injury?
Hang on. I need to find out who that Chelsea goalkeeper is. It's not Kepa, is it?
He's been all determination. He's been all determination.
Arrizabalaga.
Kind of thou shalt not pass mentality.
I'm sure they've got 3 goalkeepers worth a stupid amount of money. Is it Kepa? Arrizabalaga?
Just wonder whether Pulisic is the player, possibly with the X factor somewhere along the line for Chelsea. Just something a little bit different to
Maybe it is Kepa. Yeah, it is Kepa.
really tight defence today.
When I say worth is how much someone's willing to pay, and they paid a lot of money. So he was obviously worth it. His value is high.
And scored in the final in 2015 against
I think whether or not his performances have been worth it is another matter.
his Mount again. So injuries there. Sometimes it seems like there's more than one of him out on the pitch.
Yeah, so well getting wide. He's really come out and defended wide.
Here's Mount with a bit of space. Guess who was there again? Off comes Timo Werner.
Right.
Not his day.
This is now where Chelsea are going for the draw and for the win. Bringing Oliver Giroud on.
So easy to drop for Olivier.
Sorry, Wes Morgan's coming on. Christ. Wes Morgan is coming on. He must be old now.
Wes Morgan, who hasn't appeared because of injury since December.
Jesus.
Come on
He is a big boy.
to try to get Leicester City over the line. The captain in the title-winning.
They did just say it, but I want to know how old Wes Morgan is.
You would think because of Giroud's introduction, Morgan, in the centre for Farner,
37. 37-year-old Wes Morgan is on.
position.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Spot on, Sam. It's like a game of chess, isn't it? You make one move, I'm making this move to counteract.
Harris has gone off for Leicester City. Sticking deep, inviting Chelsea on now and say, well, break us down if you can.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's Rudiger,
Leicester will have that all day long.
5 yards wide.
Rudiger booting it as high as he can.
I think you're being kind there, really.
Now you can see him come on. You could lip read that.
Yeah, he won't want Rudiger shooting things from there. He wants to get into...
That's a nice thing, Brad. That's a nice thing, mate, having the dog lay with you. Unless it's a giant Great Dane or something.
Tuchel has tried something Chelsea haven't really done before in his line-up today with Reece James as one of his 3 central defenders. There might be a little bit of an inquest about that after the game, but that's for the future. Still time for plenty to happen here. Here's Havertz.
Always makes me nervous when a team sits back and defends like this, because you're just inviting the other team just to come on to you.
This season than any other player, as he did last season as well.
You need the players to, yes, if they're going to sit back, you need players to be like pressing and attacking and making the Chelsea players do something. That was a handball when he fell over.
Maybe just a little bit of sign of the rust. He has not
out, needed to go out wide, and they both were tucked in a little bit inside the 18-yard box. And Giroud just thought, well, this is the way we play. This is our system. I'll play out wide. No one there.
Living every second. Some of them, I think, can barely look at it. Those Leicester City fans who've seen so much in the recent history of this club.
Go on, Vardy. Press him. Press him, Vardy. Press him. Go on, Vardy.
Vardy goes to ground. It won't just be a corner kick. Look at Vardy conducting the Leicester fan orchestra behind that goal.
Go on, Jamie Vardy, get them Leicester fans going. 1-0 up 5 minutes ago, 5 minutes to glory. Can they do it, Glenn?
I'm not sure any of the commentary team really want Chelsea to win. I'm pretty sure they want Leicester to win. Bigging up Jamie Vardy.
It will change, but no, it's beautifully poised, isn't it?
It is. Second goal would set
Come on, make it 2-0. No, too far. Come on, Chowdhury.
Chowdhury. Vardy tried a little impudent flick on that, sensing he might find the far corner, but nothing doing.
Vardy is telling his team to stay up.
Easy to Brendan Rodgers.
I'm sure he's telling them not to push too deep.
It's been a good week so far for Leicester, winning away at Old Trafford to really strengthen their hopes of finishing.
Japanese Spitz. Hang on, I'm Googling it.
1-0 to the good in this very, very tense Wembley finish. For Leicester,
Oh, a bit like a Pomeranian. Japanese Spitz is a Pomeranian. Close enough.
across, and that could be a problem with the likes of Giroud waiting in the middle. They put a bit more pressure on that to stop the crosses.
Yeah, very similar to a Pomeranian, isn't it? Cute little things. Cute fluffy dog.
Looking for one bit of magic from one of their stars. Here's James to measure the latest one.
Oh, Casper. God, I like Casper Schmeichel. Great save. Oh, good one. Come on. You might have it might be an exciting last 5 minutes then. No. Oh, he dropped it. He dropped it. Take your time, Casper. Take your time. What a great goalkeeper he is. Such a good goalkeeper. He's paid to be a goalkeeper. He's paid to stop balls going in the back of the net, and he is doing it. Keeping his team in this. So good.
It's nerve-shredding stuff. Late on, Casper Schmeichel in his 424th Leicester City.
424th game for Leicester. Good innings he's had.
It was wonderful reactions, it really was, because there was no step. He couldn't get a step in, he didn't have time to put a little step in, and wow.
The rain's coming down. Hang on. Have they won? Did they win the League Cup? Oh man. Oh man. Get VAR on it. Get VAR on it. Call it offside. Check it for offside. Come on. VAR, we're relying on you. Offside. Offside. It's got to be offside. I think that's offside. I need to shut that door. It's got to be offside, surely. VAR, he's got to call it offside. It's offside. And they say VAR takes the excitement away. Oh, that's what's brilliant. You know, that's what's brilliant. You know, it was right, wasn't it? Let's be honest. His knee. What are they even measuring from? I don't even know what they're measuring from there, but it looked offside. But you probably can't argue that with that one. Leicester. Oh, Leicester have a sigh of relief. Go on, Jamie. Jamie Vardy's going to stay down there for a while, isn't he? No, he's up. Unbelievable. At least the last 10 minutes was pretty good. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. 4 minutes of added time. I'm on 91-12. Up to Giroud. That's what it's doing. Up to Giroud. Kasper Schmeichel is going to take as long as he can. All the Leicester fans sticking their fingers up to Chelsea fans. Yeah. That's a foul. Didn't even go looking at the ball. Definite foul. But why is he rolling around on the floor like an idiot? Oh, Tuchel, whatever his name is, the manager, crying about it, why it was a foul. Oh, Havertz didn't even look at the ball. Time's ticking away. 2.5 minutes left. 2.5 minutes left. Vardy's telling him to get up. Vardy's telling his team to get up the pitch. Defend high up. Don't let him get the ball out of the area. Nice. Just get out of the pitch. Defend high. Nice touch, Vardy. Nice touch. He's just going to hold it there, isn't he? He's going to hold it. No, corner. I wouldn't be surprised now if Jamie Vardy's smiling. I wouldn't be surprised if Jamie Vardy starts doing the Conor McGregor dance or walk. Oh, Chelsea.
Just over a minute of the 5
1 minute left. 1 minute left. Go on.
Leicester City fans, the lucky ones who got tickets, witnessing club history here. Madison, that was a cool piece of play. Keep the ball will be the mantra, surely, for Leicester City here.
Oh, don't give it away, James.
Thiago Silva.
Press him, press him, press him. Or foul him if you have to. Take him out.
Havertz. It's a loose one.
Jamie! Well done.
Body play on, says the referee. Pulisic.
Leicester just need to take these players down. Take it to Kante down.
Still well.
Good Ed, Wesley.
Over on that side. Chilwell, so it's another one that maybe to think about.
5 minutes is up. 5 minutes is up.
But that's for later on. Soyuncu, who's been brilliant back there. Wins the header.
5 minutes is up. Leicester City. Leicester City. Well done. The annoying thing is, Chelsea were pretty piss poor. I reckon if Saints were in the final and actually beat Leicester, Saints possibly would have stood a chance. But fair play to Leicester. Fair play to Leicester. I think they defended really well. They did what they had to. Fair play to them. Brad, go to sleep. There you go. It was, well, Alex, you say it was exciting. It was only exciting for like the last 10 minutes. It was only the last 10 minutes. The rest of the 80 might as well not bothered playing.
Was with them. You saw his son there with the clenched fist. Yuri Tielemans, star of the show, with as good a goal as you're ever likely to see in an FA Cup final. And Leicester have completed the set now. They won the League Cup in the past. They won the Premier League against all odds 5 years ago. And now at long
Oh, just see the old banners they've got up. The Leicester banners for their owner that passed away in their helicopter crash. So we had Premier League, now the FA Cup winners. Money, Champions League football again.
And this game just came alive. It got better and better and better. And Chelsea thought they were back in and we were going to extra time, but Leicester held on. It was a fabulous second half. It really was worthy of a cup.
Fair play to Leicester. Fair play to Leicester. Well, I'm going to go get some food because I am starving. So, for any of you that are watching on the stream on Discord, I'll leave that open for you to watch the ceremony. I am back tomorrow, UK time, 7:30ish in the morning, watching West Coast Eagles versus Adelaide Crows. So if you're around to watch that, guys, feel free to join me. It might be a little bit more interesting than this game. Thanks for joining me. I know I will be leaving it there. Stream still going on in the Discord. See you later, guys. Cheers for joining me.